Hello, 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 my friends. I'm here with chapter 4 of Leviticus. Hey, I said it this first time. Sin offering. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, If a person sins unintentionally against any of the commandments of the Lord, and anything which ought to be done, and does any of them, if the anointed priest sins bring guilt on the people, then let him offer to the Lord for his sin which he has sinned, a young bull without blemishes as a sin offering. He shall bring the bull to the door of the tabernacle meeting before the Lord, lay his hand on the bull's head, and kill the bull before the Lord. Then the anointed priest shall take some of the bull's blood and bring it to the tabernacle meeting. The priest shall dip his fingers in the blood and sprinkle some of the blood 7 times before the Lord in front of the veil of the sanctuary. And the priest shall put some of the blood on the horns of the altar of sweet incense before the Lord, which is in the tabernacle meeting. And he shall pour the remaining blood of the bull at the base of the altar of the burnt offering, which is at the door of the tabernacle meeting. He shall take from it all the fat of the bull as a sin offering, the fat that covers the entrails and all the fat which is on the entrails, the 2 kidneys, the fat that is on them by the flakes, and the fatty lobe attached to the liver before the kidneys, he shall remove. As it was taken from the bull's sacrifice, the peace offering, and the priest shall burn them on the altar of burnt offerings. But the bull's hide and all its flesh, with its head, legs, its entrails, and oral, the whole bull he shall carry outside the camp to a clean place, where the ashes are poured out, and burn it on the wood with fire, where the ashes are poured out shall be burned. Now if the whole congregation of Israel sins unintentionally, and the thing is hidden from the eyes of the assembly, they have done something against any of the commandments of the Lord, and anything which should not be done, and are guilty. When the sin which they have committed becomes known, then the assembly shall offer a young bull for the sin, and bring it before the tabernacle meeting. And the elders of the congregation shall lay their hands on the head of the bull before the Lord. Then the bull shall be killed before the Lord. The anointed priest shall bring some of the bull's blood to the tabernacle meeting. Then the priest shall dip his fingers in the blood and sprinkle 7 times before the Lord in front of the veil. And he shall put some of the blood on the horns of the altar which is before the Lord, which is in the tabernacle meeting. And he shall pour the remaining blood at the base of the altar burnt offering, which is at the door of the tabernacle meeting. He shall take all the fat from it and burn it on the altar, and he shall do with the bull as he did with the bull as a sin offering. Thus he shall do it. So the priest shall make an atonement for them, and it shall be forgiven them. Then he shall carry the bull outside the camp and burn it. As he burned the first bull. It is a sin offering for the assembly. When a ruler has sinned and done something unintentionally against any of the commandments of the Lord his God in anything which should not be done, and is guilty, or if his sin which he has committed came to his knowledge, he shall bring as his offering a kid of the goats, a male without blemishes, and he shall lay his hand on the head of the goat and kill it at the place where they kill the burnt offering before the Lord. It is a sin offering. The priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger and put on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and pour its blood at the base of the altar of burnt offering. And he shall burn all its fat on the altar, like the fat of the sacrifice of peace offering. So the priest shall make atonement for him concerning his sin, and it shall be he shall be forgiven him. And if any one of the common people sins unintentionally by doing something against any of the commandments of the Lord in anything which ought to not be done, and is guilty, or if his sin which he has committed comes to his knowledge, then he shall bring as his offering a kid of the goats, a female without blemishes, for his sin which he has committed. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the sin offering and kill the sin offering at the place of the burnt offering. The priest shall take some of its blood with his fingers and put it on the horns of the altar burnt offering. And pour all the remaining blood at the base of the altar. He shall remove all his fat as removed from the sacrifice of peace offering, and the priest shall burn it on the altar for a sweet aroma to the Lord. So the priest shall make atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. If he brings a lamb as a sin offering, he shall bring a female without blemishes. Then he shall lay his hand on the head of the sin offering and kill it as a sin offering at the place where they kill the burnt offering. The priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his fingers, put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and pour all the remaining blood at the base of the altar. He shall remove all his fat, as the fat of the lamb is removed from the sacrifice peace offering. The priest shall burn it on the altar according to the offerings made by fire to the Lord. So the priest shall make atonement for a sin that he has committed, and it shall be forgiven. Good thing we don't have to go through that anymore, because that's a sin offering. They had to do a lot of stuff. Even the ones that, will forget, unintentionally do it, not meaning to do it, sin, and then remember later about it. Good thing we don't have to do that. Good thing all we have to do is go to Jesus and ask for forgiveness for our sins. A lot easier that way than offering, sacrifices like the Israelites had to do back then before Jesus died on the cross. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, let your message reach people. Help them understand your message, Father. Father, just help the message open their heart to you, Father. In Jesus' heavenly name, amen. Talk to you guys later.